Did that right?
What are you talking about again?
Do you even know what I'm
Hi, guys. We're live. Episode 168. We're talking about moons. That's not a moon. It's a not
There's
even
a-
functional space station.
There
Hi,
is
everybody.
hey everybody. There's a Facebook post coming around about a yoga pose about sunbathing your third eye. And
Oh.
I seem to remember Thanos. Or not Thanos, but the actor who played Thanos, doing something very similar and getting a second or third degree burn.
Really?
Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh.
And those are the types of things you
Well,
tune
the sun
in-
doesn't
tune
shine
in.
there for a reason.
Oh, it's episode 168. I'm Kev. That's Nick.
Welcome together, the nerds. What's up, guys?
Sam is here.
Hello.
Hannah's wandering around somewhere. So, yeah, we've got a few things to talk about. Lots of technological announcements this week. There she is.
Hi,
So
Hannah.
I've got my monitors backwards
Hey, Kev.
right now. So this
Kev,
is
you're,
I'm what?
Kev, your audio is really hot. Your audio is really hot, and you have a slight echo. Because I'm at 8 and you're blowing my eardrums out.
Oh dear.
Okay. Sam, I'm fine for you.
Yeah.
Then it's a Nick problem.
All right. It's just me then. It's just me.
Could be.
If my
I mean
audio
nothing,
is
it's fine.
if my audio is too hot for you, you just let me know. So the mic is in a different place than it normally is. I
It's
messed
too
up
hot.
my I blame your internet. Like I really do. There we go. There's Josh. So yeah, the mic's in a different place right now. And stuff keeps hold on, stuff keeps getting I don't know what's happening.
But wait a minute. How's the internet at my house causing you I don't even want to get into that. Never mind.
Yeah.
Hard line.
Good. I'm just assuming that's the problem there. So
Lines, man. Hard lines. I need hard.
I know. You just got to tell me when. I got boxes of cables and stuff, and so like I said, I need all pests larger than a quarter removed from your attic before I go up there.
That's
As far
smart.
as I know, they're gone.
As far as
I
he
know, they're gone.
knows.
But I've got a delay, so I've got a delay, so I'm gonna hop out and hop back in.
Okay.
So hi.
It's the internet. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? So, cell service on the moon, huh?
Oh yeah.
So
Now's the time to talk about that, right?
absolutely right. As soon as he chimes in, I'm gonna be. Come on, let's go, Nick. It's almost there. It's thinking about it. There he is.
Hey.
I'm. You can hear me, Nick. You can hear me, okay? He's frozen with a thumbs up.
Worked.
Okay, there we go.
I
I'm
can
fairly
hear
certain the LTE that Nokia is bringing to the moon is better than Nick's home internet.
Let's
Nick
segue
is still rocking the Wi-Fi. So, but that's gonna change soon. Like one of these days, I'm just gonna show up at his house.
It is.
So, NASA's funding some new things around. I'm assuming around SpaceX and whatnot. Gonna bring LTE to the moon. So that's pretty fun.
Woohoo.
So
Fancy.
So they
Very
can TikTok straight from the moon. Like, of course, I don't know how you use a cell phone with the big astronaut gloves. Like, do they make those touch capacitive gloves like so you could actually use?
I mean, it's the only logical option. Yeah.
Hey,
That's true.
you know, it's really interesting when you have several audio outputs
those
for your
off.
computer,
Uh-huh.
and you have speakers that you bought so that you can play Fall Guys with your daughter, so you don't have to worry about her ripping out a cord. And you're turning the volume down on a speaker, so that's why you were blowing my eardrums out. Is my fault again.
I blame your internet. So yeah, so Nokia's and NASA's providing Nokia with about $14 million in funding to build out a 4G LTE cellular network service on the moon. Like, Here's the thing: like, is this really the first step to the Death Star? I mean, seriously. I mean, first you get internet so they could YouTube like how to build things, and then they build things on the moon.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
gotta be it.
I think that's certainly there. I mean, it's like, how do I
agree.
How do I fix this lunar rover? Like, I'm gonna YouTube it. So that's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing stuff. I guess, it's a there's a $370 million in what they call the Artemis funding from NASA. A lot of the money went to SpaceX.
Wait, did
things like that.
Artemis.
Artemis.
So
it was named after the character from Ready Player One.
But is Artemis in Ready Player 2? Nick, you're frozen. Come on.
That was my point. That's a perfect segue. I blame your internet.
My internet's awesome.
Here's the thing: I'm not frozen to me.
No, but you're blocky. You look like a Minecraft/Roblox character at times.
Yep, I was wondering if any of us signed up to go to Mars.
I don't remember.
Either you guys?
No,
you don't remember.
Never
I don't
did.
remember if I committed to that or not. No. I don't think that I did.
Hannah might have, but
And I'm fairly certain if I did that, that was prior to, being married. So I don't think I'm going to Mars. So
once you sign up, you have to go.
That's true. His wife talked him out of it. Jetpack on Mars. It seems like a logical thing.
Yeah.
So and you can
his whole life.
You can stop off at the moon, enjoy that awesome 4G LTE service, catch up on your stories, and then head off to Mars. So, and it says, I've seen that movie. I'm not Matt Damon. I would not survive.
For me, I have zero desire to do that. I don't know. To do that.
Oh, come on. That'd be great.
Certainly there is a...
It'd be great. Like, it's a vacation.
Yeah. It's nothing but beach.
No.
I feel like we talked about this in a very early episode. Like when it was just me and Nick, about whether you'd go to Mars or not. Like,
on the same,
it's an interesting
rock in the day.
Yeah. It's there's a certain adventure to it for sure. Like going to Mars, you would know that you would never come back. It's a one-way trip. Mm-hmm. But you'd be one of the first colonists on Mars. Your story would live forever unless it went horribly wrong, and then within a generation, nobody remembers you. But
people would still remember.
I'd be like, that idiot went to Mars.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it's
that didn't work out.
Yeah, that guy. Oh man. They're like, you seen that Matt Damon movie? Went completely the other direction. He said he knew nothing about plants. He just blew himself up.
It went more like Red Planet than it did Matt Damon's movie.
That's true. Josh says Nick just wants to call Mars on his radio and tell us about it for 30 minutes.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Don't worry.
Josh is throwing some ham shade.
I do.
Right there, some ham radio shade there.
Ham shade.
It's true. It's true. But yeah, so Ready Player 2.
I don't bore you guys with radio for 30 minutes. You're crazy. It's more like 45.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, some of us are very passionate about things that honestly, we don't care if you care or not. We can't stop ourselves. Like, and that's okay. Like, that is true blue. I'm really enjoying this. This is pretty awesome stuff. I'm going to tell people about it, whether or not they care or not. Because I learn things occasionally. Mm-hmm. So, like Ready Player 2, the sequel to, get this, Ready Player 1. Is you can pre-order today. The book is coming out November 24th, 2020. I think Nick and I found out about this the same way. Will Wheaton posted a a copy of the script on his Facebook because I guess he's doing the audio version because he did the audio version of the first one, and it was, I mean, highly regarded as one of the best audiobook readings of all time.
He did really good.
So
yeah,
it's fantastic.
It was good. It was very good.
It doesn't hurt that he's mentioned in the book.
It's well, they do name drop me, so I feel a little obligated.
Gotta do it.
Got it.
In 2, he became the president,
which is funny.
Yes. That is. We lost Nick. Something was funny and we lost him. There he is. Are you there?
The two of you guys. I lost the two of you.
No. Definitely the other way around.
Yeah, definitely the other way. All right, so here is the synopsis of the book. Tell me if this sounds familiar. An unexpected quest. 2 worlds are at stake. Are you ready? Days after Oasis founder James Halliday's contest, Wade Watts makes a discovery that changes everything. Hidden within Halliday's vaults, waiting for his heir to find, lies a technological advancement that will once again change the world and make the Oasis more wondrous and addictive than even Wade dreamed possible. With it comes a new riddle and a new quest, a last Easter egg from Halliday, hinting at a mysterious prize and an unexpected, impossibly powerful, new and dangerous rival awaits, one who will kill millions to get what he wants. Wade's life and the future of the Oasis are again at stake, but this time the fate of humanity also hangs in the balance.
Ooh.
To me, I mean, the general consensus that I've seen online, people are excited, but they're also this sounds a whole lot like Ready Player One.
I mean, I liked Ready Player One.
I mean, you got that, yeah. If it ain't broke. So,
Nick, you doing okay there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get my internet to work.
There we go. You're
Sorry,
back now.
You seem, better.
And now he's frozen again. I can't tell.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Well, yeah. I'm excited. I was a big fan of Ready Player One. I thought they did a really good job with the movie. I look forward to any new stuff. I read Armada, which was really exciting. I mean, not the most original concept, but I think really well done.
What is Armada?
It was his Klein's second book. It was kind of a what was it? Last Starfighter type thing.
Okay.
Did you like that book? Because I haven't read it.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. I mean, again, there were some pretty. It's funny in Ready Player One, there were a lot of references to things, hey, this was this and this was that. And he specifically says, in this movie, this thing happened. But Armada, he doesn't outright say it, but you're like, oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was playing a video game. There were aliens? Really?
You don't say.
The thing that I really liked about Ready Player One is the fact that it tied so heavily to different things that we grew up with. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And the thing that I think the movie missed on is that exact same thing. Mm-hmm. I think am I frozen? You guys are staring at me like I'm frozen.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
We're interested.
The thing that I wish the movie would have had in the book, there's so much mention about Indiana Jones and the Holy Grail diary, right? That's the thing. And you see it for one scene and it's a spiral. Now, granted, in the future and in this world, I could understand it being that kind of a book, but you literally see it in one, maybe 2 shots, and that's it. And there's no mention of it. And that's kind of the crazy part to me, because that played a huge part in how they tracked down everything, just like Indiana Jones when he was finding his father and going through the book and all that stuff. So I don't know. That was kind of a disappointment from a movie perspective, but the book was fantastic.
Yeah. I was also disappointed with some of the changes they made in the movie for the key challenges. Mm-hmm. Our header this week, I made Joust just because that was, in the book. It was so good, and it was so cool the way they kind of introduced the character of Artemis and brought them together. Mm-hmm. And they referenced the way, Wade was eventually able to beat that first challenge because he'd been second player to H for so long. And it was a lot of really cool world building that they just completely bypassed. In the movie, wasn't that the one where he's like, hey, what if I just drive backwards?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no way he's the first person to drive backwards in a video game.
Right. Exactly.
There was I discovered a trick in I can't remember if this is PlayStation or Xbox. The movie Driven, which is a mediocre movie, but it's Stallone, so we'll take it. Had a companion video game, which is just a very kind of generic, like F1 style, IndyCar style racing game is all it was, really. And when I first started playing it, I realized that if I went backwards at the beginning and wrecked enough people and then went forwards, it would say that I was on the second lap instead of the first one.
That's funny.
Found it completely by accident.
That movie Driven is really good for what it is. For what it is.
It is one of those movies, like, I will watch it every few years. Like, it's not a yearly thing like Die Hard, but every few years I will go through, I will watch it and see. It's Stallone. I'll watch anything Stallone's in. I mean, so it's pretty awesome. Something else I found that's pretty awesome in the entertainment world is the fact we were talking about Aldous Hodge, and I can remember what that show was called, and it was called Leverage. Little did I know that there's a whole Leverage revival going on right now. So they are filming four of the original cast members are filming new episodes of Leverage for IMDb TV, which I find very interesting, and so. It is pretty much everybody but Timothy Hutton is back. So it's pretty amazing. And I the only reason I found out about it is I think I follow a couple of people on Twitter, and they had posted a picture of one of the actors is directing some of the episodes. And I just happened to see that picture. It's like, yeah, that's a person from Leverage. Wait, that's all the people from Leverage in that picture. And then I had to go back and kind of figure out what it is. So they're calling it a reimagining of the series. So it should be, and this is a returning executive producer, Dean Devlin, said, our new series with Amazon Studios and IMDb TV is a reimagining of the original premise. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yes, Fringe is, I agree. Fringe is awesome too.
And they're also bringing in Noah Weil, who was in The Librarians. I don't know if anybody watched that, but it was like American version of Doctor Who. I know we say that about a lot of stuff, but it was really amazing, and he will be fantastic.
Yeah. Also known, he first got his first big break came on ER back in the 90s.
Hannah had to tell me that. I was like, wait a minute. You think the guy from The Librarians was on ER? She said, yes. Oh, okay.
So filming begun August 10th in New Orleans. So there's a few behind the scenes photos there of stuff. So it's going to be pretty amazing. So sometime 2021 we'll get it. It says the series will still see the reformed criminals using their unique skills. Somebody's spam calling me. Using their unique skills to right corporate and governmental injustices inflicted on common citizens. However, while Leverage centered on a crusade to avenge the death of a child, this series is propelled forward as a redemption story of misdeeds that need amends. So, Jetpack says Warehouse 13 greater than The Librarians.
I mean, I don't know. I'd like to hear the argument on that. I'd maybe watch a little bit more Warehouse 13. I mean, they're both very good. Not going to say that's definitely wrong or anything. Just think we need a watch party or two.
Just say it's wrong. So it is. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out on that. So when that comes out, that's going to be very fun to watch. Let's see, what else do we have here? There's a lot of game stuff. Something else that might be fun to watch, although if you go to watch this, do not be deceived. Shia LaBeouf is not actually in this musical about COVID. but he is directing it. Now, did you read this article?
Not even for a second. No.
Okay. This is what's happening. A play is being staged in South Los Angeles, and it's titled 5711 Avalon, which happens to be the address of where it is actually being staged. It is a live theater experience happening at a drive-in theater that hosts about 30 cars per showing. It's about COVID-19 testing protocols with actors sporting full PPE, and it ends with a modern dance number. Sure. Now, while he is not a star in it, he does help direct it. And it says that it even includes a Karen actor who refuses to wear a mask and even asks to speak to the manager on duty. So there are cameras like throughout the space, so you can kind of get a sense of what's going on even around you. There's screens everywhere and stuff like that. It looks very interesting. So if you're in the South Los Angeles area, please go. Please go.
The finale that was posted in the article does not sound like any kind of music I've ever heard before in my life. It sounds like something should be in Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's an interpretive modern dance number.
There you go.
And so 5711 Avalon is only running through November 1st, although you would assume that if it becomes popular, an extension is going to happen regardless.
Coming to a town near you.
The 5711 Avalon Roadshow, I'm in.
I want to know what popped into his head that this would be the thing to do.
The
I don't want to say a good thing or a bad thing, just like what popped into his head to make him go, I need to do this.
The article does say what you want about Shia LaBeouf, the dude is an artist, and sometimes he swings for the fences and tries any number of different things. I'm assuming this is one of the different things. Sometimes,
like all the time.
Hey,
that dude hits homers at times.
He does. He does indeed.
I'm not disparaging it in any way. I'm just thinking, like, if I'm him, how's that pop in my head? I need a musical about COVID-19.
Well, only the ending is a musical. Only the ending has a dance number. Okay. I think it is a play that ends with a musical dance number. Speaking of plays, if you happen to have HBO Max, the West Wing, the For When We All Vote benefit thing where they did basically a staged play of one of the episodes came out last week. It is absolutely phenomenal. It is phenomenal. It's said that it is for a bipartisan commission. However, just going to say it does lean one direction. It's the West Wing. You can only imagine which direction that might lean. But it is awesome in every way. I mean, Josh can still scream Donna just like he did. The president still talks like the president. It was so cool to see everybody back together, and hopefully we get more of that at some point. I'm holding out a tiny bit of hope. Yes, that word. There is a line in that episode in Hartsfield's Landing where the president and Sam, Rob Lowe, who is a vampire, that's why I posted that in that chat. He still looks like 20 years younger. When they're playing chess, and he tells Sam that one day he's going to run for president and not to be afraid. I feel like they're calling their shot a little bit, and maybe maybe we get maybe a mini series or something, 10 episodes or whatever of Sam running for president or Sam as president or something. I would lose my ever loving mind.
And everybody, because of all the posters that say Sam for president.
Yeah, exactly.
But still, that'd be amazing.
That would be. So yeah, it's going to be, that would be awesome if they pull that off. There's been a lot of buzz about this. So maybe they do. I think that would be a lot of fun. Something else that's had a lot of buzz and finally got announced. Of course, Nick's not here to talk about this because we lost him. The iPhone 12 finally got announced, revealed. But before we talk about the 12, let's talk about the. Oh, he's back.
There he is.
So we're going to talk about the 12.
He heard you.
Sorry, had a nature break.
Gotcha. iPhone 12 gets announced.
We're very professional here.
I am most pleased about 2 or 3 things about the new iPhone. And Jetpack says, but I just got the 11.
Hope you got a
Womp
discount.
womp.
That's okay, Jetpack. I got the 8. It's all good. Didn't just get it, but I got the 8.
Now's the time. Get them cheap.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, you know what? They actually offered, AT&T offered up to $800 on trade-in value. So my guess would be that the 11 would be probably the highest value. So something to consider.
A few things that I'm happy about with the iPhone 12 is the iPhone 12 mini. I've talked at length how much I hate having an iPad next to my face. And so I wanted a smaller phone that didn't sacrifice performance. So same guts, but I can hear Hannah. So same guts.
The cat knocked over a box full of stuff.
Same
Please
guts.
continue.
All right. Same guts, smaller form factor. I'm very excited about that. Also, I was a little concerned that the Pros were going to be the only ones to get the OLED screens with the HDR and everything, but that's coming to every version of the new iPhone, which is awesome. A little less awesome is you are not getting a charging cube or earphones in the box, but I mean, okay, they are changing you are getting a charging cable, but the other end is going to have a plug that's going to look very foreign to most people. And it is USB-C, so you'll need to get a new charging thing for that. But something I think is very cool, and I don't know why they didn't do this before now, is they're bringing their MagSafe technology, which is awesome in terms of charging to the phones, which makes so much sense. And is probably in my theory is they discovered this. You remember like 3 or 4 years ago when they were talking about the air charging, the AirPad or whatever is going to be the charging pad that never came out. And it was basically because you could never say exactly where they were going to put their phone down. Right. So that you couldn't have as many coils as you needed to cover that, which is why it never came out. Well, now if there's magnets, like, man, if we only had magnets, we could do this. And so bringing MagSafe to everything, I think, is pretty awesome. Like, I think it is.
The charging side of it, I mean, they've done that with the Apple Watch. It's got the magnet on it. They do that with the MacBooks. So those have a magnet on it. So I'm glad they figured it out for the phones, because the reason I was like, wait a minute, there's not even like a USB plug. Oh, man. Because I have that same charging block that you have with all the different USB inputs. Yeah. Which I guess worst case scenario, I'll use an older plug. But still, that's, that's
doesn't
just
charge as fast.
Yeah, you won't get the quick charge out of it.
I charge it at night anyway, so it really doesn't matter.
So the new cable, it's supposed to do like 50% in 30 minutes, right?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Something, and then the rest,
are they saying that the MagSafe is going to be more efficient and fast charging?
No, it's slower.
Okay, it's slower.
It's the hard cable that's okay.
Yeah, it's the equivalent. It is cooler, and it is. So I think that basically regular wireless charging is like 7.5 watts or something right now, and that.
Is the other one 1.21 gigawatts?
Almost.
It's like 15.
I think 15 watts. So it's twice as fast as wireless charging. But I mean, really, the application I really like for it's the car is having a vent mount that you can just think and put your phone on. Yeah, and it just magnets on the cars.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Instead of having to buy a third-party app, you could or a device, then you can just buy the Apple device.
Yep, and then just think, because they said, and Apple has been, when Apple starts advertising other companies' accessories during a launch, that some things have changed at Apple. Yeah. And so when they were talking about the Belkin stuff, and they're talking about the Belkin vent mount and stuff like that, like that's going to be really cool, because that's going to have charging just out of you're going to be able to charge it just probably out of the gate. And so that's going to be really fun. So pre-orders went up Friday for the 12 and the 12 Pro. And then I believe it's November 5th first week in November for the iPhone Mini and the Pro Max. So I'm going for the Mini. I'm going for the Mini, and it comes in a variety of colors, including a really sweet looking blue. So yeah,
which
pretty
will
fun
cover
stuff.
up if you're using a case. So just keep that in mind.
That's true. Oh yeah, I won't really care.
I don't think there's a price difference, in terms of the color, because when they do the rose gold and that kind of thing, like those are always more expensive. But
yeah.
So, but the blue does look good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited to kind of see what 5G really looks like.
I'm excited to have a smaller phone.
Yeah. Now, which do you have?
I've got the X.
Okay.
So, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but like, a quarter inch or a half inch on either side makes a huge difference. Yeah.
It makes a difference.
And the fact that Apple's figured out the edge to edge for the screen,
right,
is is going to be pretty nice. And I've got
the new 8, and it's huge. It's the 8 Plus. I mean, it's big.
I'm curious about the new glass technology with the whatever crystals and stuff in it, and all that is 4 times stronger than the last glass. Like, at some point, they're just going to come up with an indestructible iPhone.
Adamantium iPhone.
That's true. Or a self-healing, iPhone, something along those lines. So, but so I mean, the MagSafe stuff is going to be really cool. And
now, is Apple releasing the MagSafe charger with the iPhones? Like, I realize they're not coming with it, but you can purchase them as well.
I believe so, yes, because they're also doing the MagSafe, basically like MagSafe cases also.
Okay.
And
where you can put the little wallet on there or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can still like charge through it and stuff. Like, it's pretty cool. I mean, honestly, that has saved can't tell you how many times that saved the charger on my MacBook. Like, just accidentally tripping over a cable and it just pops loose. Like, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty fun. So, hopefully in the next,
it's very fun.
Hopefully we'll be able in 3 weeks to actually get one.
What's really funny is I saw today an ad for a charging cable for like the iPhone with a 90-degree bend in it. So it's it's basically an L, And anyway, I just thought it was funny, given that all this just came out. I saw this cable, announced. So.
Yep. I use one like that. That's basically like it sets like that because I was breaking regular cables, and so that hard bend makes it much more difficult to break. So yeah, iPhone stuff. In addition to the iPhone stuff, they also announced, and I'm more excited about this than even the iPhone. They announced the HomePod Mini for $99. Look out, Alexa, they're coming for you.
That's what you'd be excited about.
Yes. He already told Misty. I said, guess what? Alexa's out. Siri's in.
And see, I would love to do that, but I don't really have a need to do it.
You don't have a need until like, and I don't really say that I would have a need, but it is a convenience of a very high level. Like, it is when you're cooking stuff and you can set all the timers. It comes in very handy. Then the follow me music is pretty cool. Because there's a lot of that stuff too. So, but the thing is, like, I never got excited about the HomePod because like $249 or something is ridiculous.
I think it was originally $349 and it got discounted, and like the lowest they've seen is $199 to $249. It's like, oh my goodness.
Let's see, we've got an Alexa and it works fine, short of the
privacy,
all the features in the privacy, obviously. Yeah. Well, and that's, you gotta, at this point in life, I feel like we have compromises in everything we do with regard to privacy, even just getting on the internet. So it's like, pick your poison on that one.
Yeah. So HomePod, you can order it the same day that you can pre-order the Pro Max and the Mini. And so while coming later this year, which honestly is really only 2.5 months at this point, support for third-party music services, including Pandora, Amazon Music, which is interesting. iHeartRadio, but not Spotify for some reason. Could be a licensing thing. But Apple Music is still pretty good. They also debuted a new intercom feature, which is actually really nice. Even so much so that you can have it show up on people's Apple devices. So like, oh, I didn't hear you had my AirPods in. Well, it was on your phone. Parents rejoice. So,
and that's really the thing, is if you're already in the ecosystem, it's definitely going to be a benefit. I mean, a lot of those features are things you can get on the other services, but
yeah,
for the Apple households, they're finally going to have an affordable option to get into fun little things like that.
Yeah, and like I've been in the Alexa Amazon ecosystem for quite a while, but I use an iPhone. I know, but I use an iPhone, and so like you said, part of the draw really for me is just one ecosystem, just one thing to deal with HomeKit and all that other stuff, and so.
That's the other thing. I wonder if HomeKit's going to start to take off more now that more people can get into it.
Yeah. So
maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm with you, Pep, because we have a Amazon device that runs on a separate ecosystem from the iPhones that we all have, and that's definitely kind of something to look at if you're wanting to be in one ecosystem for sure. The thing that I found interesting was when they were announcing this, I saw a picture of an Ecobee. Is Ecobee somehow tied to Apple?
It's supported by HomeKit.
Right, I knew that, but is that the only connection?
Yeah, so you can basically,
Siri, because I do that with iPhone. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Siri turned down the thing to 42 degrees.
But theoretically, I mean, yeah, you've got the smart thermostats. You could do lights. You could do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which you can with the other one as well.
Yeah. I mean,
just being fair. Just being
smart
fair.
Lighting and stuff like that for a while. Yeah. But yeah, it's.
I don't want to get sued.
I think Sam. I think you're right. I think you're right that this will drive more HomeKit integration because it's $99 and it's the HomeKit hub. Like it will drive all of that, and that the one thing Apple does really well is makes complicated things easy for the general consumer. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say that Amazon is the best at that in terms of the smart home stuff. So that Apple's going to find a way to make this like idiot proof basically. And so
because to run the Amazon stuff, don't you have to have the hub as well?
No, the big one.
Or is that just controlled through the Alexa?
Yes. Spell it because we don't know what we're talking about. So the big ones are hubs, but I don't think the small ones are.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, $99. Pre-order start November 6th, begin shipping November 16th. Which unfortunately is going to be after. That's going to be after Extra Life. Unfortunately, I'm looking for fun. I'm looking for fun giveaways for things for Extra Life. Something I'm going to try and do, and I'm not committing to this until I have it in my hands. Is I think I'm going to try and raffle off a Series X.
To raise
money. Yes, I have several pre-orders. And various
Series X?
A Series X, the new
Nobody
one.
can get them because Cap got them all.
I'm thinking iPhone. Sorry.
No. So I'm sorry, my Xbox. No, I think I'm going to look at raffling off a Series X.
Oh, that's got to be a big donation, I think, then for sure.
Well, I think what it's going to be, I think it's going to be like a $10 donation gets you an entry, and
it's a good idea.
And then see how it goes. But I'm not committing to that until it is in my hands, just because we've heard all these horror stories about people's pre-orders getting canceled or whatever. Yeah. But I have multiple shots.
You're already in a raffle.
Yes, I'm in a raffle that I may actually not get anything. The raffle I continue to lose is the NVIDIA 3080 and 3090 raffle. Don't even get me started about that crap. Best Buy. Come on. Oh man, that's just annoying to me.
Gonna need to change the name.
Worst Buy. That's right.
Hey, they had something in stock. I ordered it. I got an email about 3 hours later. Sorry, it's out of stock. Really? That's awesome.
I got all the way to I think Barry's probably the only person who's been really privy to my Nvidia woes. I got all the way to the checkout. It's in my cart. All this stuff, credit card information's in, all these things, and for the first time ever, Best Buy says, "I need to know what the 3-digit number is on the back of your Best Buy card." That's like the only one I don't know because they never asked for it. And by the time I got it to my wallet and put it in there, sold out.
Oh.
I can't even imagine it wouldn't have been saved in your cart. That's strange.
No, I mean these things. So a lot of people have been doing these various like things to keep bots from going. Like what Best Buy is doing now is actually really interesting. Is they're putting stuff in stock, and then you can basically when they'll sell a few, and instead of saying sold out, it says please wait, and you sit on that page. And after a couple of minutes, it'll say add to cart again, and they'll sell a few more, and they'll sell a few more that way, basically trying to prevent all the bots. But the problem they didn't really think about is that the bots are still clicking add to cart really fast as soon as that happens. And so I struck out again this week. God, I need EVGA to really pull through for me. They're doing a queue system. I really need them to pull through for me because I really want it before Extra Life. So we can play some games because, I need a 3090 to play Among Us. And then I'm also really thinking about doing an additional weekend after stream stuff because Cyberpunk's coming out.
Yeah.
And I know that I'll be playing the whatever out of Cyberpunk that weekend.
And that's just PC, right?
It's everything. PC, Xbox.
Okay.
It even's coming out day and date on Stadia, if that is your jam, Jeremy Rockefeller.
I'm excited for Cyberpunk. It looks really good.
Where are you going to buy it?
I don't know.
That's a good question. Sam, why don't you tell us where we should buy it?
So a long time ago, I started buying games on GOG.com, Good Old Games, because a lot of times they were able to provide, in addition to the game, some fun little additional things like soundtracks and manuals and stuff you just don't get from, Steam and Origin and the other places. And it just so happens that they are also owned by the people behind CD Projekt Red. And they are going to have a special edition of Cyberpunk that's going to include all kinds of amazing things. Although I don't remember what all it was. It's a soundtrack, an art book, there's a comic, there's some other stuff that's going to be across, on all the platforms. But there's going to be some unique special stuff, including print quality posters from GOG directly.
So if you give print quality posters, but yes. would it not be illegal to print? Hannah, who's taping a box.
I don't know what she thinks.
I wonder if you could print them.
One of the other things about Good Old Games is all the stuff that they have, those extra things. Typically, they try to keep them DRM free, and they try to be very consumer friendly with those extra things like posters and music and things like that. So I don't imagine they would have a problem with that.
Sweet. Now, but you would launch that like it wouldn't be a Steam key, would it? It would be something. I think it'd be something else. Hold on, I'm looking at.
Tell us what you think about Keanu Reeves in a game. She said, "You're breathtaking."
Nice.
But no, it's typically there's no. I mean, there is a GOG Galaxy launcher that they have. I think I've told you guys about that in the past.
Yeah.
Actually, it lets you basically integrate all of your libraries so you can see all the games you have on all the platforms. And it keeps track of fun things like hours played, trophies, achievements, games you've added to your library. And, says this week you played 5,499 hours. That wasn't me, obviously. But and it also keeps track of, like, you can't chat across all the platforms, but it keeps track of your friends that are online. So I can see when you guys log into Xbox or Steam, and it's real convenient. But you don't have to use it. You can just have the standalone installer and executable.
So Cyberpunk 2077 comes with the original score, a source book, an art booklet, wallpapers for desktop and mobile, and a digital comic, Cyberpunk 2077 Your Voice, by On GOG to also receive print quality 2077 posters, exclusive digital comic Cyberpunk 2077 Big City Dreams, an additional set of wallpapers and avatars.
Oh, so fun. So
good stuff. I mean, here's the thing. Why not? Like, if you're going to buy it, why not buy it there?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that is PC only. So, Nick, you got to play it on PC.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we got to figure out how I can stream from the PC then. I guess I can just share my screen like I did last time.
That's right. I can't endorse GOG enough. Good Old Games. They do great work.
Nice. Very nice. Speaking of other subscription services, Xbox Game Pass has gotten 3 classic adventure games. They're LucasArts games, which I missed before. Let's see here. Grim Fandango, Day of the Tentacle, and Full Throttle, all remastered, all coming to Game Pass. So classic adventure games, as some people are saying. Something a little not so classic is now that the Microsoft is being sued due to stick drift on Xbox controllers, which is ironic considering I just retired one for that exact problem.
I believe that the extension is retroactive, so I hope your retirement didn't include any kind of a hammer or fire.
Well, it wasn't an Elite controller that I retired one for, but the new Xbox Elite Series 2 controller, which a buddy of mine, Dan, has one and says it is so far and away better than the Series 1 that it is actually, he's like, it's worth doing. And you can usually find it sometimes on Best Buy under a basically like open box like new condition for about $60 off.
Wow.
Which is big. And so my biggest problem with the Series 1 was the retroactive. We're bringing you the hard-hitting news.
That's right.
The biggest problem I had with the Series 1 was the paddles underneath. They were too big, and they kept getting in the way, and I kept throwing grenades when I didn't mean to, and all of these things. So I stopped using it. But he said the new paddles are different and all this other stuff. So I've heard it's an amazing controller. But now what originally came with a 90-day warranty has now been extended to a 1-year warranty. So
not in any way connected to the class action lawsuit that's going on.
Not any way connected at all whatsoever. So yes. So warranty is retroactive. Launched in November of 2019. God, I can't believe that controller's been out a year. Launched in November of 2019. So all controllers are currently covered. If you previously paid
we're in year 5 of 2020. That's why.
Sure.
Yeah, year 5. That's all right.
So if you previously paid for an out-of-warranty repair, you're due for a refund. If you've been holding off on a repair because you didn't want to pay for it, well, you can send it in now. It took 11 months in a lawsuit. So, yeah. Man. It does look pretty fun. I'm going to see how I feel about the Series X controller before I decide if I want to spend money on a Series 2 or not. I like the standard controllers. Like, it's not anything too crazy. Microsoft, this one is interesting to me. Like, months and months ago, we talked about how Warren Buffett said, I think it was Warren Buffett who said, don't give up on GameStop. Like, there's something there. We should have listened to Warren Buffett. GameStop, this is straight from The Verge. GameStop,
Warren Buffett.
Yeah, avid gamer Warren Buffett.
Buys all of his used games at GameStop.
Hey, I will say, thanks to GameStop, I got my little Bluetooth dongle.
Hey, nice.
I overpaid for it, but I got it, and now I can play with my
controller,
basic Betty controller.
Yes,
because I'm not elite. So
yeah. GameStop and Microsoft have entered into a multi-year agreement that gives the video game retailer a cut of every digital purchase made on Xbox consoles it directly sells going forward. So if you're buying, this is where the privacy stuff gets to me a little bit.
Me too.
Because
very concerned.
Basically, if you're buying a console from GameStop, Mitch, any digital game you buy on that console, now GameStop gets a cut of it. Okay, how are you going to track that without console IDs, which are tied to a transaction? You're not going to get in setup. Did you buy this at GameStop? Like, so, I mean, it's an interesting thing, and it may be the thing, honestly, that keeps GameStop alive. But, I mean, I don't know.
Data.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. I read a fairly unnerving article talking about the biggest asset that GameStop has is not its inventory. It's not the games. It's not any of the pop culture stuff or whatever. It's the list of however many million of people have bought stuff at GameStop and all of the digital information that came with it. Yeah. Like, it's this huge roster of people and their buying habits and all of these things. I mean, that's what reward programs are. Like, I'm sure Best Buy is selling all my data, but I'm getting reward zone certificates for it. So whatever. So GameStop's doing the same. Like, and it's a huge, huge list. It's millions of people. And so they were talking about how the future of GameStop might actually not be games as much as it is basically that data and pop culture items. I was really kind of unnerved. I walked into a Walmart the other day and I walked by a game thing, and now you can buy digital games at Walmart, and it's this tiny little rack hanger. It's a miniature case.
Yeah,
which I mean, I think is cool looking, but I'm not paying for it.
Like, it doesn't have a disc in it.
Yeah, I mean, one of those mini CDs, maybe. Oh man, like the cut off flat end mini CDs. Like,
yeah.
Those were the jam back in the day. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, GameStop.
I respectfully disagree. Clearly, the highest value of that organization are the millions and millions and millions of free discs that came with consoles that they are now reselling for $60.
I mean,
my copy of Halo 1 that came with the original Xbox that is completely worthless is now $60 at GameStop.
Yes. I mean,
and you got nothing for it.
And it's completely scratched, and they gave me a quarter for it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to pay me to take this. Like, this is a disposal fee. So,
recycled.
Yeah, I mean, that's, and that's why, there was talk about with the PlayStation 5, how they produced way less digital only versions of the PlayStation 5. And a lot of investors are saying that was a stupid move of monumental proportions, because like the disc buying is not a thing like I say, it's not a thing. Like, there are people who like the physical disc purely for the reason that you're talking about. You can take it to GameStop and sell it for $1. Bless you, Nick, even though you're muted.
I'm just glad I got that timed.
Yeah. Is to go back because
I was trying to get the mouse there, and it just kept. I was like, I'm not going to get there.
So you get you get something back, like when you're done with the game. If you don't like it or something like that, you get something back, which is cool. Like I like that. But convenience is king in the day of streaming, when you don't want to have to pick up and put in a disc. Like that's the way things are going. So I mean, this is coming from the guy who loves to buy movies. Like I'm still on the physical movie disc train for sure. But video games, I'm off. I'm digital now. I can't. It's convenience, and I'm lazy.
Yeah, but then you get burned by stuff like what we talked about a couple weeks ago, Scott Pilgrim. I loved that game so much, and I played it for hours and hours and hours, and then eventually Microsoft said, hey, we don't want you to play it anymore, and then they just cut it off, even though I had paid them money for it. And that is the most upsetting thing that has happened to me in the last, decade.
In the last 10 years.
I will never forgive them.
So if you buy something,
yes.
Okay, so you buy a digital game.
Yeah.
I didn't think they could sell it anymore, but I didn't think they could keep you from playing it anymore.
Well, once they once they stopped allowing the 360s to connect to the Xbox Live, they couldn't authenticate your license, and you can't play it anymore. It's restricted to just the demo.
The 360. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't do it on the last generation. So.
Okay. That makes sense. But
I'm just saying, if I buy something, I want to be able to play it in perpetuity, regardless of whether you stop supporting that particular platform. And that's why, again, I'm going to make a plug for GOG.com, where you can download DRM-free PC games.
For a discount, GOG.com/Sam. Enter Sam at checkout. You'll receive no dollars off.
No dollars off. No credits. They will ask who you're talking about.
Exactly.
No, they will kick you out. They'll say no.
But here maybe we start some sort of thing. If they start saying like, who is this Sam person that and they keep putting this coupon code in that doesn't work? Should we look into this? Like
maybe we should put him in Witcher 4.
Yeah, exactly right. You know how many people are in Cyberpunk that we don't know about yet? Like Alana Pierce, like she's come out and said that she's in it.
Oh, really?
Like and they did a full like scan and all this other stuff, and she's like, there's a lot of relevant today people, streamers and this, that, or whatever, who are making appearances in Cyberpunk.
That's amazing.
Which I think is cool. So, but yeah, I guess we'll see what's going on there. In other Microsoft news, further Bethesda titles don't need to be on PS5, says Xbox's Phil Spencer.
I mean, that just seems like a bad idea. I mean, you own them now, so you want their games to do well, right?
Yeah, but you want people to buy your console too, which you lose money on. So I don't know. Responding to a question about Elder Scrolls 6, Spencer says Microsoft won't be forced to release it on PS5.
I mean, they don't have to be forced. They just have to politely agree.
Microsoft says exclusivity deals for games like Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo on PS5 will not be changed. So that stuff is still coming to PlayStation exclusively, apparently. And so, but the future Microsoft will look at things on a case-by-case basis. He says, we have xCloud and PC and Game Pass in our console base. I don't have to go ship those games on any other platform other than the platforms we support in order to make the deal work for us, whatever that means, when asked about this. So basically, it's like, I've got it on Game Pass. I've got it on PC. Mm-hmm. People are going to buy it on Xbox. We're going to have it on xCloud. I don't need you, Sony.
But the most ironic part of all that is that at E3, like the year ago or 2 years ago, was when they announced Skyrim was available for, the Echo. You can play Skyrim on your refrigerator if you want to. And now they're like, oh no, only this very small group of products are what we're going to support.
A very specific refrigerator.
Very specific refrigerator.
Yeah, Steve, Microsoft, whatever. Somebody was running. Oh, who was it? I'll have to find the article for next week. Somebody was running yet another game on a refrigerator. It was Doom. Like I know Doom, you can run Doom on a refrigerator, the original Doom.
Anything.
Oh, it's Doom. Okay, Jetpack knows what it is. It's Doom Eternal.
Okay.
People running Doom Eternal on a refrigerator.
Yeah.
I'm also hoping that Doom Eternal comes to PC on Game Pass before Extra Life would also be dope, because apparently that game is so optimized for PC, like 300 frames a second all the time. Who cares?
We can stream in that, right?
Yes.
Vita.
Everything.
Jetpack. Yep.
Yes, PS Vita.
I got my
PS. The another article speaking of Sony is this is an article from Push Square. The title says another indie developer is suggesting that Sony is denying PS Store sale requests. Basically, it asks for if people. The latest to speak out about this is Lucas Pope of Return of Obra Dinn fame, which is currently half price on practically all platforms except the PlayStation.
And it's so good, by the way.
Is it really? What is it?
Yeah.
What is the game?
Oh man. Okay.
Pirate?
So I mean, yes and no. Basically, it's a puzzle game. It's kind of, the really old like Apple II graphics where everything's kind of monochrome and very pixelated.
Yeah.
It's that graphic style. And basically you are, oh man, it's been a little while. You're like an insurance adjuster or something. And the ship, the Obra Dinn, has come into port, but there is no one on the ship. And you have to go walking around the ship and discover what happened, on its voyage. And there's all kinds of kind of otherworldly elements to it, but it's stuff like you have this little stopwatch that lets you see the last moments before someone died, what was going on the ship. And so you'll find a body over in the captain's quarters and say, oh, hey, this guy, he must be the captain. You're writing in a little journal. Oh, it's the captain. His name is, and the whole goal is to basically figure out the puzzle of what happened. And there's, a giant kraken, and there's the crew's infighting and all kinds of amazing stuff. It's great.
You had me at kraken.
Oh my goodness. It was terrifying. The first doesn't matter. Point is, it's a good game.
Nice. So go buy it. And let's say you're on PlayStation. Somebody tweeted, asked him about it, and he responded and said that Sony denied his request to discount the game on PS4.
And apparently he's not the only one.
Apparently he is not the only one. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that. I'm gonna have to see. Check that out. Because I have, many other things in my Steam library that I have not yet played. So
yeah, it's $10 most places, normally 20.
Sweet.
Great graphic style. It's interesting puzzle. I mean, it really makes me think of, I don't know if you ever did these when you were in school, in like elementary school. They had those puzzles saying, given all of this information, can you figure out, if this person is taller than this person, that person's shorter than that person, this person likes eggs, this person likes bacon, who had French toast for breakfast, whatever.
I only trust the people who like bacon.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically, kind of that, but with a piratey theme. You have to determine everything that happened.
When I was in school, I think this class only lasted for like a year, maybe two. I got to take a class called Problem Solving and Critical Thinking. And the entire class was that. And every day there was a puzzle on the board, and you solve said puzzle, and then you can do whatever you want. And that's how I learned how to play Magic the Gathering. So
that's
because people would team up or whatever and basically break down the puzzle together, and do stuff. To this day, is in 8th grade. To this day, one of my favorite classes I've ever taken. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, so my C++ class in, I want to say 10th grade, something like that, we spent about half the time playing Worms Armageddon.
Nice.
It was great.
Worms. Awesome.
Speaking of which, I think Worms is on sale on Steam if anybody wants to get that for Extra Life. Be a great game to play with people.
Excellent. So are we okay? Let me ask this question about Extra Life because we like to plan on the air. We are locked in for the weekend after the official weekend, right? So what date would that be? Is that the 14th? 13th, 14th, 15th?
Oh, I lied. Sale's over. Sorry.
Worms!
It's a Sega sale now. But Sega, Bassmaster Fishing, whatever it was called, that I keep pushing. Do that.
Is it on sale?
I don't know. Probably.
If it's a Force multiplayer, that might be the greatest Extra Life ever.
But yeah, the weekend after, I think we're all
13th, 14th, 15th. I think at least my plan is to do like a short one Friday night, kind of like a primer, and then all day Saturday, and then another one on Sunday, and then probably Cyberpunk the next weekend.
I mean, obviously.
God, it's gonna be so fun. You're gonna watch me get so frustrated.
We are looking forward to it.
It's gonna be awesome.
It is in the calendar.
Awesome. Something else that is awesome. This is from Giant Freaking Robot, which is an amazing website name. I believe everything they write just because their name is Giant Freaking Robot. And it's freaking with an N, not freaking with a G. Giant Freaking Robot.
Right. Gotta be clear.
This is an exclusive from 3 days ago. Stephanie Beatrice from Rosa from Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
Night.
to play Marvel's Ghost Rider.
Oh man.
I think it's gonna be.
If this is legit, if this is real, I am so excited about this.
That is the least imaginative casting that's ever been done.
Yes,
I love it.
Like, it's basically Rosa turns into Ghost Rider. Like,
She's been playing this role for 6 years now. 7 years? For a long time now.
for a long time. Yep. And now she just gets to turn her head on fire.
Yeah.
So, hey, some good news about the Watchmen. Before we wrap it up, there's a new Watchmen comic book coming out called Rorschach. And essentially, it solidifies the TV series that HBO had as canon.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of wondering how all that fit in, and it's official canon now.
It's one of those things that, like, hey, if it did really well, guess what? We're going to write a comic book. We're going to make it canon. If it didn't go over well, not canon.
Yeah.
We're going to retcon it. So, yep. So it's going to be. When does that come out? Because they did that thing with Doomsday Clock, and stuff like that too. So, is it out already? Oh, it's on sale now via DC Comics.
They even mentioned Oklahoma in the comic book apparently. So that's pretty cool. They tie it all together. Cool. So yeah,
I'm disappointed you mentioned Doomsday Clock because I was going to say it's always nice to see another comic series doing a connected and continued universe better than DC.
Better than so.
But yeah, Doomsday Clock. That's true. That was
you got Doomsday. Yeah, Doomsday Clock's connected. Yeah. Here's what I really want. This is what I really want from DC. I want a Dark Knight's Metal. Which, if you've read that, it's a wholly just mind-blowing experience. Because there's a new one, Dark Knight's Death Metal, that's out right now. It's where the Batman Who Laughs came from. I want that in an animated movie. Because I want to see what a Joker dragon looks like in an animated movie. So
terrifying.
Yes, indeed.
Killing Joke is also on Netflix, by the way.
What is?
Killing Joke.
Killing Joke? Okay. Sweet.
So, be careful what your kids watch.
Not that. So, not that at all. All right, gang. I think that's going to wrap it up for this one. We're going to get this. We've got some things to take care of. I'm going to go try and hunt down potentially another prize, an arcade-related prize for Extra Life. So, it's going to be exciting. So expect more about that in the coming weeks. I think kind of the plan is we'll put a StreamYard up on our normal channels where basically we'll interact and everybody will be there and whatnot. And I think we'll just change our names to our streaming links to like where you can find us on Twitch or Facebook or whatever. That we can go in and watch the stream individually if you would like. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. We're going to raise some money, do some good things.
Woohoo.
Play some mini games. I think Jetpacks is in for Among Us, it sounds like.
Awesome.
So he was asking when we were playing Among Us, although, even the boys here play it on that. Like we played on, I didn't realize that it was cross-platform even to mobile.
Yeah, mobile.
So, yeah. So
I think it's free or ad-supported on mobile, so you don't even have to buy it.
Nice. Any games like that or whatever, small developer, anything like I don't know who made Among Us.
I think it's like Lazy Sloth or something.
I say, at that point, I'm going to buy it just because they've got a sweet name. It's like giant freaking robot. So
let me look it up. Let me see. Among Us from Inner Sloth.
Even better.
Sloth.
Yes, embrace your inner sloth and
the people out developers behind other stuff, I'm sure.
Among Us.
Behind Among Us. And Among Us. And Among Us on mobile. And Among Us on PC.
Yes. It's going to be awesome. All right, gang. This is going to wrap up episode 168 of Gather the Nerds. We'll have a couple more episodes before we get into Extra Life weekend. And so expect some pretty heavy Extra Life related content coming up. A lot of gaming content coming up between now and then. So Milo just snored and I thought somebody was talking to me. So, all right, gang. Episode 168. I'm Kev. That's Nick.
See you guys.
And Sam.
Hannah's not evil.
I don't know. She's taping something up.
I'm not sure about that. Blink,
well, me.
Blink twice if you're in danger.
Blink 3 times.
Then you're really in danger.
I mean, I'm always in danger. That's a given.
Okay. Blink twice if you're in danger from Hannah. Blink 3 times if you're in danger from the cat.
Oh, I'm always in danger from both. 5 times then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Poor Sam. Got to rescue him. All right, gang. Everybody have a great weekend. We will see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.